Cinematic shots of deep space. A massive, intimidating alien mothership slowly glides across the screen, blocking out the light of distant stars. In the darkest reaches of the universe, an empire known as the Xylar held absolute power. For thousands of years, they laid waste to countless worlds and plundered their resources. But today, their gaze turned toward a small, vibrant blue planet, Earth. In the galactic archives, humanity was classified as a weak, primitive species, one that fought only amongst itself and lacked the means to survive a true interstellar threat. Inside the futuristic control room of the alien mothership, complex holographic screens display Earth's topography, vast oceans, and major population centers. Grand Commander Kalen of the Xylar Empire surveyed the glowing holograms of Earth as he finalized a ruthless strategy. He had no intention of accepting a surrender. His goal was total, absolute annihilation. Whilst Kalen possessed weapons capable of reducing the planet to ash, he sought to make an example of humanity for the rest of the cosmos to witness. He issued the command to deploy their most brutal weapon.
The underside of the massive alien vessel opens. Thousands of dark, bioorganic pods launch into the void of space towards Earth. From the belly of the mothership, thousands of metallic and bioorganic pods were cast into the void. They contained no orbital strikes or lasers, but rather the Varkons, the galaxy's most lethal bioengineered killing. Close-up of the biopods entering Earth's upper atmosphere, burning red with atmospheric friction and trailing thick plumes of smoke. As the pods breached the atmosphere, the night sky ignited in crimson fire. It looked as though meteorites were raining from above. Across the globe, military radar screens lit up with thousands of unidentified signals. Silence fell over observatories and war rooms alike. No one could fathom what was tumbling from the sky. Humanity had no idea that Judgment Day had just arrived. Extreme close-up of Commander Kalen's alien features, illuminated by green tactical displays. A cold, confident smile spreads across his face. Grand Commander Kalen watched the descent from his command bridge with a cold, triumphant smile. His armada had unleashed the Varkon Horde on over 100 worlds, and every single deployment yielded the exact same outcome: 0 survivors. He activated the pods via his neural link, confident that within 48 hours, humanity would be erased and Earth claimed for the Empire. Dark, apocalyptic storm clouds gather over major global capitals like London, New York, and Tokyo. Red emergency warning sirens flash across high-rises. Daylight turned to twilight as heavy, abnormal clouds rolled over the world's major capitals. London, Tokyo, New York, and Beijing were blanketed in darkness before emergency sirens shattered the silence. At first, the public mistook the falling fire for a natural disaster or a meteor shower, but sheer horror took root the moment the first pod struck the ground. Massive pods slam into city streets and skyscrapers, shattering concrete, triggering explosions, and carving out smoking craters. Pod after pod smashed into the earth. Pavements cracked, glass rained down from skyscrapers, and thick smoke choked the streets. Panic erupted as thousands fled in terror, the ground trembling beneath their feet. This was no ordinary crash landing. It was the onset of a biological war unlike anything human history had ever seen. As the pods settled, a dense, ominous green vapor hissed from their seams. The organic pods open with a hiss. 8-foot-tall Varkon beasts step out, featuring razor-sharp claws, 4 glowing eyes, and heavy armored skin. Through the thick mist, the pods unsealed. From within stepped 8-foot-tall horrors with 4 piercing eyes and razor-sharp talons, the Varkons. Plated in natural biological armor, their minds were driven by a single directive: slaughter
everything that moves. Inhaling Earth's air for the first time, they let out a screech so visceral it shattered nearby windows. The apocalypse had begun. Monsters sprint at terrifying speeds through ruined city streets, tearing through vehicles amidst thick smoke and utter chaos. Moving with frightening speed, the beasts tore through urban centers in minutes. Vehicles were tossed aside like toys. Local law enforcement opened fire, but standard 9mm rounds bounced harmlessly off the monsters' hides. Chaos reigned. Up in the alien command deck, celebrations began. To the Xylar, the war was already won.
Fast cut scenes of human military command centers. Red radar screens flash rapidly, satellite tracking locks on, and heavy defense alarms sound. But the Xylar Empire had made a fatal error. The civilizations they had previously conquered were peaceful, unaccustomed to conflict. Humanity, however, was defined by millennia of warfare. Once the initial shock faded, world militaries synchronized their response. For the first time in history, mankind united under one banner. We were battered, but surrender was simply not in our DNA.
Main battle tanks and armored convoys roll through ruined streets as soldiers load heavy caliber weaponry. Within 4 hours, armored divisions and heavy artillery mobilize toward the fallen pods.
Fighter jets slice low through storm clouds, dropping high explosive ordnance directly onto clusters of alien beasts. Human air forces asserted air superiority. Fighter jets swept low, dropping laser-guided munitions into the heart of the Horde. Massive fireballs consumed city plazas. The invaders expected humanity to cower in fear. Instead, they met a wall of fire and steel. The airstrikes halted the Horde's advance and bought human command crucial time to formulate a counter-strategy. Intense combat scene. Heavy artillery fires glowing, depleted uranium rounds, tearing through the armored hides of the alien Horde. Realizing small arms were ineffective, human forces deployed depleted uranium shells and heavy plasma cannons. Upon impact, the high-density rounds shredded the monster's biological armor like paper. One by one, the beasts collapsed. For the first time, shrieks of pain echoed from the Horde as they met an enemy capable of striking back.
Massive napalm explosions engulfed thousands of alien beasts, burning the Horde across the city landscape. Upon discovering the creatures possessed rapid cellular regeneration, humanity turned to one of its oldest weapons, fire. Thermite and napalm strikes transformed the battlefields into infernos. The Varkons, built to withstand extreme environments, saw their skin melt under intense heat. On the alien mothership, warning lights began to flash as the High Command watched in disbelief.
A high-tech laboratory setting. Human scientists in hazmat suits dissect a captured alien beast, analyzing its genetic structure on holographic screens. While other species panicked, human bioengineers captured a live specimen 12 hours into the invasion. They dissected the creature, mapped its genetic code, and uncovered a flaw. Within 6 hours, scientists synthesized a neurotoxin targeting the Varkon nervous system exclusively. Humanity's capacity to adapt turned the tide of battle. Thousands of military drones swarm over cityscapes, dispersing a thick green biochemical aerosol over the alien Horde. Swarms of military drones darken the skies, dispersing the chemical agent across infected zones. The mist settled over the streets below. The very monsters that had laid waste to worlds gasped for air as the toxin took hold, paralyzing their nervous systems and causing rapid organ failure. Varkon beasts collapse across city avenues, writhing as the human bioweapon neutralizes them completely. The invaders were brought to their knees. Within minutes, millions of Varkon beasts lay motionless across city streets. Mankind had not only stood its ground, but had eradicated the Horde within 24 hours. A glaring red alert flashed across the alien command bridge. Casualty rate, 98%.
panic inside the alien control room, Commander Kalen stares at the monitors in absolute shock as alarms blare. A stunned silence blanketed the Xylar bridge. Commander Kalen stared at the readouts in utter disbelief. In all their history, the Empire had never witnessed a single species wipe out their ultimate bioweapon in a single day. Kalen realized they had not targeted a helpless prey, but awoken an apex predator. He scrambled to order a full retreat, but it was already too late.
Modified human warships and re-engineered alien pods launch from Earth's atmosphere, ascending into orbit to strike the alien fleet. Humanity does not merely defend, we strike back. Reverse engineering the captured pod's propulsion and stealth technology in hours, humanity launched an orbital counteroffensive. Hundreds of upgraded warships breached the atmosphere, ascending to engage the fleet. The hunted had become the hunters. A human special forces soldier clad in heavy-powered armor stands victorious on the alien bridge, aiming a heavy rifle at Commander Kalen. Breaching charges tore open the mothership's bridge, and human commandos stormed the room. Raising his rifle toward Kalen, the human captain spoke calmly. "You sent your deadliest beasts to break us, but you forgot who the true monsters of this universe really are. The Xylar Empire came to conquer Earth, only to unleash humanity upon the stars."